You know, when I think of Beethoven, the first thing that comes up to my mind is definitely revolution. The first composer in this very time who completely ignored in some way the style of his time and who broke with a lot of rules and stayed truthful to his own very strong, complicated character. At that time, Vienna was the Mecca of music. It is the place to be for classical music. Every composer had to come to Vienna to experience what was going on, all the saloons that were happening. Also, of course, a lot of rich people who wanted to have works written for them for several reasons, sometimes very banal reasons, like they couldn't fall asleep. I think the Goldberg variations of Johann Sebastian Bach. One of these erzherzogs, he couldn't sleep, and I think they didn't have sleeping pills like we have today. They did have good cognac and alcohol, but they definitely didn't have excellent sleeping pills. So they asked Johann Sebastian Bach, can you write me a piece so I can sleep at night? "250 years later, Vienna is still the epicenter of music. Of course, we don't have Beethovens running around right now in Vienna, but we have the spirit of these incredible human beings and masters and geniuses. It still fills the city with a particular energy. Also, the funny thing is, whenever Beethoven was really depressed, when he started losing his hearing, he was seriously considering committing suicide. And in these moments, he would be writing the happiest, most beautiful, sunny, hopeful music. So despite all this edginess of Beethoven and his behavior and his problematic personality in some way, Vienna welcomed him with open arms, and he was loved and celebrated in this city. And this is a phenomenon about Vienna in general. Until today, Vienna has a very, very faithful, loving audience. I was born in Lithuania, in Vilnius, but my parents came to Vienna when I was 3 years old, and I started playing in the Konzerthaus and in the Musikverein from age 14. From the very beginning, there was this feeling of the Viennese would give me a chance. And now it's been 32 years. When they like you, they will be following you for the rest of your life. For us, there is nothing greater than performing and living in Vienna. One has to go back into the archives, but I think it was my debut playing at the Big Hall Konzerthaus. Being able to play as a soloist with my most favorite violinist ever. And he was conducting the concert. That was Yehudi Menuhin. And I will never forget that. It was like a dream come true. It's like, I don't know, if you're an actor and you dream to meet Cary Grant or Humphrey Bogart. I don't know. And suddenly you get to make a movie with them. What Hollywood is for the film industry, Vienna is for classical music. That is what makes Vienna such a special place, because it's so small, and between Musikverein and Konzerthaus and the Vienna Opera and the Theater an der Wien and the Volksopera and the Ronacher and the Raimund Theater, it's all a few minutes walking. If you board the Austrian Airlines plane, the music is there, the waltzes of Strauss, the music of Beethoven, Mozart, Schubert, it's all the time, everywhere. You cannot escape classical music. And Beethoven is as much part of Vienna as the Riesenrad and as the Stephansdom. He is an Austrian monument as well. So many of his greatest compositions were written in Vienna. So Beethoven in Vienna is a big love story.